Hi there, it's Sam from pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is a 6x6 top box. I'm calling it that because you open it at the top. It is completely sealed at the bottom, but it does open at the top, so you can put your goodies and treats inside, and then your recipient can open it without trashing the box. And this one is because of my 6x6 paper share. You can find all of the details all over on my blog, all of the sheets of the DSP in our annual catalogue, and you can get hold of them. Anyway, this is a box that also uses just a piece of 6x6. Now this one was Lullaby, and this time I'm going to use Maritime. And I'm not a mariner by any stretch of the imagination, but I like the patterns of the paper. Not all of them. I mean, I have to say anchors don't really do it for me despite living by the sea, but I thought this was quite a manly sort of box. So this one, it does say cute baby on there, so you could put maybe some tiny little baby socks or a dummy or just, you know, little things like that in there. But this one, I'm going to put some sweeties in for my husband. Okay, so the scoring comes at 1 3/8 of an inch, 2 3/4, 4 1/8, and 5.5 inches. And in metric, that's 3.5, 7, 10.5, and 14 centimetres. And then you turn it around and score it at 1 3/8 of an inch, 4 1/8, and at 5.5. Okay, oh, that's 3.5, 10.5, and 14 centimetres. So basically, the box is 1 3/8 of an inch that way all the way round, which is 3.5 centimetres. And what's the length of it? 2 3/4. So that's a pretty good size. So 8 centimetres, something like that. So fold on all your score lines. I'm chattering away to myself here. I've been asked if I could give measurements of the completed box. I do try to remember wherever I can. If I haven't got it in the video, then it will be written on my blog. So yeah, keep folding all your score lines. And okay, so we're going to start at the bottom with the bits to remove from the bottom first. So let's get my scissors. So if you've got a thin section, I'm turning it over so you can hopefully see it better. Thin, thick, long, thick. Let's tip that. There's the thin bit, that's the top. This part is the bottom. We want to get rid of this small rectangle over here. And then on the top, we need to get rid of 1, 2, 3 of these rectangles and the small square. Can you see that? There's a little square there, so actually we need to get rid of all of that part. But we also need to get rid of all of that rectangle there. And then you cut in to the first one. Okay, so you're making a sort of a shape, and then on the last one you do exactly the same. You cut into that one as well. And this one that's left strangely shaped, remove that completely. And that, when it all closes up, becomes the two sides and the bit that's going to fold in. Clever, huh? I do like a box that's clever. So I want to round my corners of the top before I forget, because I tend to forget. So with my corner rounder, and then I'm going to put some, oh, I forgot to trim the bottom up. You need to cut up all of those score lines as well. They're what, you know, obviously they're the bits that fold together and they become the base. So some sticky strip or snail or whatever you fancy down that part. And then that is the back there and will become the front. So sides in, this part up, and this one, fold it over. Grab your sweeties. I've got some little love hearts there, or little fizzers. No, he's not having the climpies, they're my favourites. Fold those in there, pop that down, and that is the box closed. And so I'm going to, obviously you need to be able to open it. On the original one, I put one of our vintage faceted buttons with some of the Coastal Cabana Baker's twine. But I'm just going to tie a bow with the real red stitch, no it's not at all, it's real red cotton ribbon. I don't know what I was trying to call it then. And that will literally just give you something to hang on to. It's kind of manly. It is maritime. I mean, if I'd been very witty, I could have tied some sort of fisherman's knot, but I'm not very good at any kind of a knot. So where's my mini glue dots? And like I say, this is more really just to help you open it than anything else. And then there you go. Well, started opening it. Okay, Whisper White I need now, because I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. And I have got the Kind and Cozy stamp set because I want the Made with Love. And I'm going to stamp that in real red onto some Whisper White. And I'm going to cut that out with the decorative label punch, and it just fits perfectly. And then also with the Whisper White in hand, this is our new Sweetheart punch, and it's got a tapered pointed end there, very pretty. One of those. My real red, I'm just going to sponge around the edges of the sentiment. Get that out of the way and bring in my Night of Navy, and I'm going to sponge up the edges of the heart as well, you know, because it's my husband, you know, I thought it might be nice for him. And then one dimensional in the middle, and I'm just going to offset that there. And I've got some rhinestones here. I have got out my blendabilities in the Night of Navy. Probably should have thought of colouring these earlier. Didn't think to. So I'm just going to have to hope I can pick them up and stick them without colouring myself, because they do need a minute or two to dry. Do you know what? I think one is enough. Yes, one is enough. That in the middle, that on there. And that is my 6x6 top opening box, Made with Love. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. If you want to know more about the DSP share, go over to my blog and you can find all the details there. But I hope to speak to you very soon. Thank you very much. Bye.